Hey everybody, Eric Dorward here with the Spartan Rocketry Club, continuing my build of the Estes BOSS here. Now, in the next section, we need to attach the pods. And I think I'm only going to do one of these at a time because I need to use the jig right here that we previously built. And that's going to make this kind of a one at a time. It needs to dry kind of affair. So these are going to end up going on right here on the line that's labeled F or fin. I think that's an F. Yeah, it's an F. F for fin, and I've already marked a 1/4 inch from the end, so it's just going to go on like this. And then the jig here is going to help with alignment to make sure that it is angled correctly and set up right. So that's what we're going to work on, or I'm going to do now. I think that's probably going to be the only thing that really gets done here. So if this is a short one, well then so be it. So I'm going to use the typical approach, a little bit of glue, spread it out thin, and then go for another layer here shortly. So this is a rather interesting design. It's going to end up, these things are going to end up stabilizing the flight to some degree as well. So, this is actually quite an old design. It was from Estes' glory days back in the 60s. So it's really kind of amazing that somebody could have figured out how to make an unusual design like this stable before the modern era. Because today, it would be hard enough, but we would at least attempt using a computer to design, or to at least run the numbers. I suppose you could probably do this just by trial and error. If you had plenty of time, well, I guess that's not really a problem. But anyway, not how I would choose to do it. Okay, so the jig is then going to go, and it's gonna sit like this against the fin, and it's gonna, this part here is gonna be used for alignment for this part. But I'm just gonna get this on first, and then we'll worry about everything else. So I'm going to line it up in the back and then try to roll it forward. And again, this is the jig is going to help us with spacing, but also with alignment too. I'm hoping against hope perhaps, that this is just going to be perpendicular to the body tube. But that's what the jig is going to make sure that we do right. So I'm going to hold this for a little bit. The jig I'm just going to use to, well, check alignment, but also to cradle it while the glue is thoroughly drying. I don't have it on right now because, among other things, there's a lot of extra glue just kind of floating around here, and I don't want to glue the jig in place to this fin structure, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to spread the glue out here. There's only a little bit of extra on that side. I'm going to check the alignment to see if it's centered quickly. And it looks fine. And now it's time for the jig. So the jig should fit kind of like this. And that's kind of interesting. It doesn't really fit terribly well, which is, I don't really know what to say about that. I don't, everything's centered, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be getting out of this, if anything. Oh, I got it. I think it's supposed to be, I don't know. This is somewhat confusing, to be honest with you. I think it's just supposed to go like that. Just to kind of provide an extra layer of support? I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Question mark. I'm content with the way it is. I mean, I don't see how I could do anything but have it, perpendicular. I would have to dramatically, I mean, it's it would have to be about 1/4 of an inch this way in order to truly fit right in the jig, and I drew these lines on, so I don't think that's likely, to be an issue here. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what to make of this jig. I don't really know that it does a whole lot of anything, to be honest with you. So, I could flip it over, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it rest like this, and I'm going to prop the one fin. That's too tall. I'm going to prop the one fin up. Just put something under it to try to keep this fin vertical while it dries. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. That's all I can really get out of that. All right. Well, a bit surprising, I suppose, but what are you going to do? I think what I am going to do, actually now that I'm thinking about it, is I'm going to take this moment to put fillets on this, since I need to let it sit here anyway. So I'm going to run a little seam of glue there and here, and then, ooh, that was not a good job at all. Ooh, what a mess. There we go. Yeah, that's way too much glue, even for a fillet. Yeah, just an absolute ton of glue came out. Let me squeeze that for some reason. Alright, the other one doesn't look anywhere near as bad. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to let this sit for the time being. And I guess that's all I'm going to do for right now. I'm going to attach the other one off camera. There's not really any point in watching that again. And yeah, again, I'm not really sure what to make of that jig, other than I guess it's supposed to confirm that this tube is, I don't know, question mark. Anyway, so thanks for watching. The other one's going to happen off screen, I guess, and then we'll move on to final assembly, I guess. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.